Hello everyone, we're here today for race number 7 of the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solution Series. We're at Darlington, the Revelment Black Creek Bash 100 practice right now, just wrapping up. Thomas Coonan on top of the board with a 23.320. As we're qualifying right now, underway in a moment. We'll be here with Eric Kelblinger for tonight's 100 lap race at the Lady in Black.
It's good to be here.
As I mentioned before, qualifying underway right now. Right now we're looking at Thomas Coonan, who was quickest in practice. The 30-minute practice session before qualifying, 2 laps in total.
Dakota right now 7th in the standings. 3 points behind 6th place. That's Ollie Reeves. He's had 2 top 5s this season.
As he goes through 1 and 2, Darlington, one of the hardest racetracks on the schedule. Just wrapped up last week at North Wilkesboro. Luke Pierce getting the win there. That's definitely a hard track as well, but Darlington, a whole different beast, a lot higher speeds than North Wilkesboro, and a lot harder to pass, possibly, maybe around the same actually. But we'll see what happens here as through 3 and 4 Thomas Coonan goes, as other drivers setting their lap times as well. As the lead right now, top of the board. And there's Thomas Coonan, right on cue, top of the board, crossing line with a 29.649.
Yeah, he's been good at these speedways. Both of his top 5s this season have been at speedways. 2nd at Homestead and 4th at Kansas. He's finished in the top 10 the entire season, every single race.
And he goes even quicker, 29.345 for Thomas Coonan.
Yeah, Lucas Strayer to 2nd, knocks off Malachi Drake for the runner-up position. Aaron Brown now to 2nd at 33 machine.
Jack Clemens on his 2nd lap goes to 3rd.
Clemens right now 9th in points.
I believe he missed last week at North Wilkesboro.
He did.
We'll see what we can do here. He's crossing the line this time by William quicker. Yes, he does. That puts him up to 2nd above Aaron Brown in 3rd. Okay, Jake up to 5th as Eric here in 11th right now. Still 2 minutes left in qualifying.
Yeah, disappointing end to last week's race. Got wrecked. I know he has a special design on that scheme. He wanted to bring back the scheme this week, and he added a little arrow to the left rear bumper.
As he goes up to P number 4. As the top 4 are separated within a 10th of each other, but everyone else pretty far back from the top 4 drivers. You got Lucas Strayer, who's about 3/10 off, Malachi Drake 4/10 off. So pretty spread out throughout the field as Burrow sets his lap time, puts himself up to 10th as Jordan Kuntz trying to improve his lap time as well. I believe he hit the wall in his first lap, so we'll see what he can do here. He's pretty quick in qualifying. I believe he was at least on the front rail last week at North Wilkesboro. And he won at Iowa earlier this season, so 29.6353. That puts him inside the top 10 in 6th place. As Luke Farrar goes up to top 5 spot in 5th. It's through 3 and 4, Jordan Kuntz goes. Will he improve this time by? Looks like, I believe he will improve. Give it 1 second here.
Yeah, last week for Kuntz, 2nd place at North
He actually
Wilkesboro.
goes on pole.
Yeah.
Right there. We just got
Looking
the
to
lap
go
times.
back-to-back poles.
on the racetrack right now. I don't know if anyone else has enough time. Looks like they won't. So Jordan Kuntz looking like to go back to back here on pole positions.
I think he's pretty much got it locked up
Yeah,
too.
with 9 seconds left, no one out on the racetrack. Jordan Kuntz will get the pole position here tonight and win a free paint scheme from Rev Limit Workshops as well. So 2 free paint schemes for him back to back weeks.
Mm-hmm. He's got to make sure he doesn't finish runner-up like he did last week.
Yeah, he was really good last week at North Wilkesville, but Luke Peters on some different tire strategy just played out at the end there, and he had a great comeback through the field. Right now, no warm up here tonight, so we're going right into the action here as we'll look at your starting grid here for tonight's 100 lap race in total. It's Rev Limit Black Creek Bash 100. Jordan Kuntz on pole position. Alongside him is Thomas Coonan in second. In third is Jack Clemens. In fourth is Aaron Brown, currently our points leader going into tonight. Eric Cuter in fifth. Luke Farrow in sixth. Lucas Stewart seventh. Malachi Drake in eighth. Jacob Thor in ninth. Tyler Aspinall in 10th. Douglas Newbigin in 11th. Brendan Timon in 12th. Co-lead 13th to Co Hendricks in 14th. Jacob McMillan 15th is Zach Domer in 16th. Luke Peters, last week's winner, starting 17th. Didn't set a lap time there. Not sure if he got on the outside wall or not, or just electing to start in the back. Zachary Thornton in 18th. Derek Stelly 19th. Evan Drake in 20th. Chris Sawyer in 21st. Brian Perry 22nd. And rounding out our 23 car field tonight is Nicholas Ammons in 23rd. The 22 machine there. Right now, graying up here. So as we mentioned, 100 laps in total. In the field, lap time wise, is pretty spread out. The top 5 or so pretty close in lap times, with the rest of the field could be, I think, a pretty much dogfight from 6th to 15th.
Mm-hmm. I do want to mention, speaking of grading, we have an ERL penalty from last week for the 81 of Evan Drake and the 96 of Tom Coonan. These both racing incidents for penalties were wrecks, so they're deemed not racing incidents, but it's the reason for the penalties involved in wrecks. Could have been avoidable. So fortunate for those drivers, especially with, like you said, it's gonna be hard to pass. Yeah, my key to the race is I would expect a long green flag run tonight. Only 3 cautions at speedways this season, 3 cautions at Homestead, and those were all within the first 19 laps of the race, if you remember. Just people spinning their tires on cold tires, stacking up on the restarts. But last time we went to a speedway was at Kansas this season. We went green the entire way, and it's just going to be a race of attrition. Just keep the car clean, stay in the race, take care of your tires. Make sure to not hit the outside wall in turns 2 and 4. Saw a lot of problems here in LRN, hitting the wall off turn 2 here.
I would say turn 2 definitely the biggest trouble spot on the racetrack. Probably one of the fastest coming out the exit of the corners. It is a delayed green here, so we're going to go one more time around. But that's Thomas Coonan, who started second, having to service Eel well. And that's going to put Aaron Brown up to second. That moves the outside lane up 1 row pretty much the whole way around. That helps some of those drivers out. And I mean, Aaron Brown starting second place. He could maybe take the race lead here early on here. It's the first initial start is on green, so Kuntz does not have the advantage as he would probably like to. He doesn't really get to choose when he goes. So Aaron Brown, if he can just hang on to the outside of Jordan Kuntz's right rear quarter panel, he can maybe get around him off of turn 2.
Yeah, he's had a great season so far. Currently leads the points. He's had a 3-race streak of 3rd place finishes. So looking to at least finish 2 spots better. That's left a sour taste in his mouth. He really wants to win, but
yeah,
he hasn't finished outside the top 4 this season, and that consistency has led him to the top of the point standings above Luke Peters.
Yeah, we talked to him last week.
1-point lead.
In his post-race interview, he was really disappointed. He just can't find a way to win. But he's looking good here so far in qualifying. 4th place, going to start second. And I think this is one of his better racetracks, I would say, but you have the rest of the field who's also pretty quick. You have Kuntz, Heater's also going to be up there, Clemens, and obviously Luke Peters from the back are currently second in points. He's also really quick, and also Thomas Kuhn is going to be serving the EOL penalty, but pace truck is off, about to go green. And coming off of turn 4, and green flag is out here at Darlington. And Aaron Brown with a great start. Expect him to maybe take the race lead here off of turn 2. And side by side off of turn 2 they go. Brown up top. Oh, he got on the wall. Almost got Jordan Kuntz there. I think he may make contact on the back, but he's still alongside on the outside. Probably the preferred lane in here in 3 and 4. Kuntz not giving up easily though.
Yeah, Trevor's having a cross the line of is not spinning the tires on cold tires. Oh,
Aaron losing it in the outside wall. Not sure if Kuntz made contact or he was just loose on the entry of turn 1. But he's got on the outside wall. He's going to fall back all the way to 6 and even more.
Or in the inside wall in the back. Hit the wall off turn 2 and spun.
That was Dakota Lee right there in the 3 machine. Take a quick replay of that one. Yo, he kept out the wall. What a save there. That 3 machine. But back out in front, Jordan Kuntz to lead the fields. Leads the field over Jack Clemens in second, Eric Keeter in third. Aaron Brown slots in up to 6th place after that near spin from the race lead. And Thomas Kuntz in those fastest lap times.
He's in the wall again off too. He's just really
maybe just overdriving a little bit too much.
Yeah. I hope starting the race on cold tires not helping these drivers. As I mentioned before, he almost spun from the lead.
Yeah, I thought for a second he would have the advantage going into turn 1 and 2 on the outside lane. I think he was almost ahead of Jordan Kuntz there and just lost it on his own on those cold tires, but now allows Kuntz to have a pretty good margin over the rest of the field as they're pretty much separating themselves here. That's kind of what we see at Darlington once the first 5 laps or so. The drivers kind of separate themselves, but look at Luke Peters already up to 8th place, up 10 positions, just starting in 18th.
1, 2 in points right next to each other on the racetrack, almost. Just being separated by 1 car. Good battle behind these drivers with Tyler Aspinall and Malachi Drake.
Yeah, sometimes at Darlington, just kind of follow the leader. You might be a little bit quicker in some spots, but it's all about exit pretty much at this racetrack. As like you mentioned, there's a pretty big pack of cars here. 9th on back is kind of what I was figuring. These drivers just kind of just a bloodbath here in mid-pack at least. We're looking for a move on Jacob Thornton here for 7. Looks like he's going to go to the inside. Will Thornton give it to him easily? No, he won't, but I think Peters might clear off the exit of turn 4. Yes, he will. He moves himself up to 7. As out in front, Jack Clemens catching up to Jordan Kuntz now for the race lead.
These 2 drivers, 9th and 10th in the point standings. Looking to have a great day here. Both 67 and 70 points out from the leader, respectively.
Side by side, 1 and 2 in the points. Luke Peters and Aaron Brown. James Spears on the inside. Could be a sketchy spot to pass here off the turn 2. They stay off of each other and stay off the outside wall, but Brown got the advantage down the back.
Don't count out Jacob Thornton as well. He could make a move here or Peters soon.
I was kind of surprised we haven't had an early race caution here, especially at Darlington with how tight this racetrack is. We saw obviously Aaron Brown, Dakota Lee have some trouble off of turn 2 and the turn 1. But here comes Luke Peters to the inside. Not able to make anything work so far. As the tires are starting to wear here, already 10 laps into this one. The pace has already fallen off about 7/10 from the fastest laps these drivers have ran.
Do you want to say Thomas Kukin qualified second, had a serving oil at the start of the race, already made his way up to 12th.
Yeah, trying to get around Brendan Timon. Timon lets him by easily. Not sure if they're on the same team or not, but very respectful from Brendan Timon there. That moves Keenan up to 11th.
Yeah, they're in the same VC, Proximity Racing.
Right now, the field.
Right now, field looks like to be about 46 laps. Unsure
right
if that is.
On the cutoff there for one stop race. So hard to the outside wall once again for Dakota Lee. As there is no fast repair for tonight's race, so if you get a little bit too much damage on your race car, you have to fix it the old-fashioned way, send pit rain, and just try to. It's not a lot of air out this racetrack, but any contact here, it's more so 1-2 where the air really affects you. 3 and 4 not so much, as Tyler Aspinall gets Lucas Stray gets bit loose off turn 2 there.
And that's just really more important. Just expecting these long green flag runs that we've had this season at these speedways.
Yeah. There's Jordan Kuntz and Jack Clemens still 1-2 on the racetrack for now. And they're kind of pulling away now from Eric Keeter and Luke Cafaro. These last few laps about a 10th quicker. And the tire wear, like I mentioned before, is starting to really come into effect right now. Pace is falling off about 1 second for most of these drivers already. Only 13 laps into this one. So if you're going to go 46 laps, you got to really save your tires here. I think we're going to see a lot of comers and goers after around 25 laps or so.
Right now, looking at Luke Rafaro in 4th place. He was really happy after a good practice effort. He was in the top 5. Felt good about the car tonight. Currently, his best finish so far this season was at Kansas at 6th place. Clemens for the lead, right on the back bumper of Kuntz. Kuntz better run down the straightaway.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, just my keys to this race is just focus on exits. That's really the most important part about Darlington. You can just get a good exit. Entry, not the most important unless you're trying to make a move on someone, a pass. But if you can just get a good exit in this race, I think you'll have I think your tires will be better, and just overall, you're just gonna be faster, I think. As caution flag is out, as Luke Peters, a big wreck, Aaron Brown involved there as well. As Peters having to reset into pit lane, as we were on board with Jack Clemens there. Luke Peters, Aaron Brown. Oh!
Wow.
Wow, that's a massive wreck there. Aaron Brown, Luke Peters, 1-2 in the points, and this shakes up everything here for points runners. And it just looks like 2020 Chase Elliott and I think it was Kyle Busch maybe. I guess Peters just didn't realize he was clear or not. I mean, thought he was on. I mean, I guess trying to side draft him a little bit. And luckily Brown didn't hit the inside wall, but he destroyed Tyler Aspinall, I believe. And Luke Peters is definitely gonna be out of this one early on this race.
And 3rd place in points,
just
Douglas.
Pretty much right hooked him, or left hooked him, really. I mean,
42 in the wall as well. Trying to avoid that. Jacob Thornton. Now 3rd place in points. New Bigging right now sits in 12th. Looking to pounce on this. He's 24 points back. See just the hard hit.
Yeah, blown engine completely, so he's gonna be out of this one early, but pit road is pretty busy here on lap 18.
It's going to be 4 tires, fuel, and damage repair for all these guys.
Yeah, 2 drivers elect to stay out here, Douglas Newbigin and Nicholas Imons on 18-lap old tires. Kuntz could come out in 3rd, Jack Clemens in 4th. Is going green this time. Around surprisingly continuing the run here. I'm not sure how badly damaged he is. Take a look at this 833 machine more closely. He obviously has some right rear damage. It's actually not as badly damaged as I thought it would be, given how severe his wreck was. He might have some wheel damage though if we go on board with him. Yeah, a little bit of wheel damage there, so definitely gonna be struggling for him, but luckily he can continue, unlike Luke Peters and a few others. But Douglas Newbigin got to lead us to green this time by. On the outside, elected to choose the outside lane here as the race leader, and green flag is out. Nicholas Amon spins his tires just a little bit, got checked up the inside big time. That really affects Jack Clemens on those newer tires. As Eric Keeler get to clear into turn 1. Yes, he will. Side by side behind him, everyone's checking up, trying to avoid the guy on the older tires. Going 3 wide possibly, as Amon's in the outside wall hard. As the one car sliding, he saves it though as we stay green. And now Jack Clemens back out in front. As that was actually Jordan Kuntz, I believe, maybe driver involved there. I'm not sure what happened to him. Actually, he was on the he was the driver, right? That was in Clemens' mind. Excuse me. That was Clemens actually in the race lead, as Kuntz was held up by Nicholas Imons there on the inside line. So Jack Clemens now takes the race lead here on lap 21. Douglas Newbigin in 2nd now on those older tires, and look at Thomas Kuhn up to 4th, almost up to 3rd here, as EOL to the back, to the back, and now up to 3rd. There's no contact there, Douglas Newbigin and Thomas Kuhn, and off for turn 4, they single file back out. As Brendan Timon up to 5th place, as Jordan Kuhn's all over the back bumper of that 34 machine.
Oh, the wall.
It taps the wall. Kuntz gives him plenty of room. As here comes LaFaro now to the inside. Some, I think, a little bit more contact there through 3 and 4. And so here comes Lucas Strayer now to the inside. He's got to clear Brendan Simon for 8 or 7. We are back out in front. We got Jack Clemens, Eric Keeler, and Thomas Kuhn in 1, 2, 3.
Clemens opening up the lead now as Keeter and Kuhn battle 2nd. Keeter taps the wall for 2. Clemens really starts to open up that gap.
Yeah, more than a second now as Jordan Kuntz joins the picture here shortly in that 4th place spot. As I assume being on those older tires, still in 8th place, so good spot for him. Malachi Drake gonna try to get up to 8th as he's gonna easily clear there. And here comes Dakota Lee, gonna probably easily clear as well, since he has way older tires than the rest of the field. And with these drivers making that one pit stop, it should be a one-stop race from here on out if they can stretch it on fuel around 46 laps, as you said.
Kuhn's going to try to put the car up top. No. Peter shuts the door on him.
Here, not going to easily let him by there. Best Kuhn's one of the quickest drivers so far here tonight. Going to the inside now, off of turn 2. Sketchy place to make the move. Plenty of room given. Peter got loose there. Kuhn's gives him plenty of room off the exit. They're alongside each other. A little contact maybe in the turn 3 as well. He will clear off of turn 4.
The Faro now and Strayer starting to enter the picture a little bit behind him. Drawing closer and closer. But I think since these guys are not battling anymore, they're going to set sail, especially Kuntz.
Yeah, we were around the 20 lap green flag run last time by. We'll see what it is this time.
Of course, spinning in the back off at 2.
That's the 81 Evan Drake. But no cautions out.
Wow.
On the bottom of the racetrack. Still no yellow for that one. See? Don't. Maybe just don't say anything.
That was an announcement thing right there.
Almost was, but you stay green here on lap 29. There's Aaron Brown getting past Evan Drake. He's up to 19th there. About to get lapped as well, so he's way off the pace here. Really unfortunate for the 33 machine. But Thomas Kuhn closing in on the race leader now, under a second between him and Jack Clemens.
In the wall, Clemens, our leader.
Might be overdriving just a little bit there. His lap traffic up ahead. His teammate Aaron Brown gonna let him by easily. But will he? He'd actually let Thomas Kuhn by as well. As Jordan Kuntz into the picture as well. He's one of the, like I mentioned before, one of the quickest drivers. Obviously got pole position here tonight. Brown kind of giving his way off the exit of turn 2. Brown the outside wall
again.
Just struggling to keep that thing in one piece pretty much off the wall. But the field pretty spread out. You got Dakota Lee, Malachi Drake battling here for 8th. Run time up there as well in 7th. Had a good run last week at Wilkesboro. Malachi Drake on the outside wall. Dakota Lee up to 8th.
Right now, Eric Heater has himself in position for a great point stay, especially with Heater and Reckon.
Yeah.
Doubt those guys will get a good finish tonight.
Yeah, with them being around 38 points out, I don't believe he would take the points lead.
I don't think so either, but he'll definitely
good dent
really close.
if he can keep this up. Same with Thomas Kuhn and Jordan Kuntz, Jack Clemens. I mean, it's only for the regular season, but each position really matters for seeding in the chase here. Right now, Clemens out in front here. He won at Homestead earlier this season on race number 2. He's shown some real good speed all season long, but we'll see what he can do here. 1/3 of the way through this race already.
Yeah, he's just not had a good last 3 races. 10th at Iowa, which is not bad, but it followed up with a 12th place finish.
As caution is out, as Dakota Lee slow and destroyed through 1 and 2 there, I believe. As very damaged for that 3 machine. I think his wheels is broke, I believe. Let's see what happened there. Goes to the inside, Brennan Timon. Flipped the inside apron. Oh, just went straight into the outside wall. And You really got the most of that one there, damage-wise.
You know, unfortunate, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, you just clip the inside apron. That little mistake is that all it takes, really. And that's kind of older tires as well. Older tires and just clipping the apron just shoots you up the racetrack like that. But who will come out pit lane here? It's around, right around the part, 17 laps in. Only about 4 sets of tires. I mean, it's going to be a difficult decision for some of these drivers. Because they've already used one of their sets, so.
Yeah, but we saw drivers who stayed out just parachute, like New Biggin being one of them.
Yeah, they could
Was able
split.
to stay out for like a lap or two in the lead and just fell back.
Yeah, I think these drivers run the apron trying to save as much fuel as they can as well.
And that 3 machine, Dakota Lee, going to get an EOL from race control for that. Stanley, would you like to bring somebody up in the booth for a mid-race interview?
Yeah, perhaps we should.
I think we should bring up Kunin.
Yeah, I'm going to turn the rear end. About to go green here, so we'll bring him in real quickly. Hello, Thomas. This is the booth. You got a copy?
Absolutely, got a copy.
So having to go to the back from the EOL penalty, worked your way up to second now. And how you plan on doing this with some older tires here on this restart?
Honestly, we decided to stay out. We've already pitted for tires once. I'm working with my teammates Jack and Aaron to see what the best strategy is tonight. We believe that staying out on the tires and then pitting once would be the best choice, and just keeping the track's position for right now is the best choice for us.
Well, you're doing pretty good so far up in second. We'll leave you to it, and good luck on the rest of the race.
Thank you.
That was Thomas Kuhn in that second place spot in the 96 machine. About to go green here. His pace truck pulled off and about to go back green here on lap 37. A little wheel spin there for Thomas Kuhn, but most of the field makes it through cleanly through the restart zone. So the gears they go 1 and 2 side by side. Jordan Kuntz, Thomas Kuhn. Azu, some contact there in the back, but they single file out here as Kuhn stays ahead of Kuntz. As through green 4 they go. Side by side in the back a little bit there as well. Some contact does Douglas Newby. He's going to be on new tires here. Same with Eric Keeler. They also paid as well as same with Jacob Thornton. So 7th, 8th, and 9th have paid for tires on the last caution. So watch out for those 3 drivers and maybe make their way through the field here in these next 10 laps or so.
Kunin to the inside, looking for second. Kunin tries to block.
As that's going to allow Clemens to get away a little bit. As you can guys see, those drivers with new tires. There is Eric Keeler peeking his nose to the inside of Lucas Strayer for that top 5 spot. Now to the outside lane in 3 and 4. As Keeler is the first driver on new tires. As the inside of Luke Farrow he goes. his teammate there. Side by side ahead, Kuntz trying to get around Coonan. He's not able to on the inside here with a great run off of turn 2. And here comes Douglas Newbing as well. He has new tires. You'll follow Eric here through on the inside lane through 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think LaFar let Heater by that allowed the Heater to get a great run off the corner, like you're saying, and your keys to the race. Heater looks to the inside.
There's some contact there. I see you're kind of forcing his way through on the entry to turn 1. Gotta be a little aggressive here at Darlington. As he clears for second, has some contact on the outside wall for Jack Clemens, I think. But Douglas Newbegin also making his way up to 3rd place now. And there he goes. Up in the top 3 goes Newbegin. Staying on those older tires looked like to be the best call there long term. Here on lap 43.
And I'm pretty sure with the code finish here tonight, Newbegin 24 points right now, back in 3rd place in points. I think he will take the points lead. Any of the results stay the same. We got Aaron Brown in 14th right now.
Yeah, unless the field of drivers wreck, as Eric Heater looking for the race lead on Jack Clemens, and look it, there he goes by that 69 machine, as side by side behind there. Jacob Thornton, who's also on some newer tires in that 42 machine as well, up to 4th place. If this does stay green the rest of the way, looks like these drivers on the newer tires looking to play the right strategy call. But it seems like every 20 laps or so we have a caution and whatnot, or some incident happens on the racetrack. I think that's because these tires start to wear out. You try to battle some people, get a little tight in one corner. That's kind of what we've seen so far, just little mistakes here and there once these tires starting to wear out.
Almost halfway through this race. Like we said, if we do continuously get a caution about every 20 laps or so, should be about 2 more here tonight.
Is Jordan Kuntz?
I know last week we had a lot of cautions and we went into overtime. To avoid doing that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be this type of race here, but you never really know what could happen here late. You know, cautions breed cautions, especially at a track like Darlington with how tight it is. Everyone trying to race in those restarts. I think people are just remaining calm here. They know they still have a long way to go. Still halfway, a little more than halfway left in this one. Also, you have the tire wear to play a factor in as well. Right now, the top 3 on the newer tires. In the Dakota League, Chris Sawyer and Brian Perry also on new tires, but did not really make their way through the field as much as they probably wish they were. And now Jacob Thornton looking for a 2nd place spot. Probably one of his best runs here so far this season. Halfway through this one here tonight.
Yeah, Thornton right now all the way back in 13th in points. His best finish, 5th place at Iowa. Went off an 18th place finish last week at North Wilkesboro.
As here comes Jordan Kuntz on the inside. Thomas Coonan, as they're struggling now trying to get to Jack Clemens. As Clemens kind of on his island all by himself. As Coonan might be slowing down his pack behind him, as well as Luke Farrow's there in the background as well. And Lucas Trayer getting passed by Dakota Lee, who's on some fresher tires. As I believe Lee was got the ELO last time, so he had to start in the rear of the field. After that cautious contact hard on the outside wall, goes Kuntz and Coonan, I believe, for 5th and 6th. As the tires have started to wear, there are 30 laps on these tires so far. So these tires are very, very old. They're about 2 seconds off their race pace, their fastest lap. As Kuntz shuts the door once again on Jordan Kuntz. I think Kuntz might be a little bit tired of that right now. He might make a move, a little aggressive move here shortly. That's with a really good exit off of turn 4. Once again, will look to the inside. Yes, he will. Kunin shut the door on him this time by. He's going to try to. Kuhn's not going to let him, though. Up the racetrack they go. Is gathering a lot of other people. Is Kunin on the outside wall once again. Kuhn's by. LaFaro going to try to claw his way through as well. Dakota Lee on those newer tires trying to get by as well. As Kunis gets up to the top 5 spot. He's going to try to pull away.
For the crossover. LaFaro slams the door on him. We'll see how Lee's going to make the move around LaFaro on these better tires.
Car way on the inside. I think that was Brian Perry, yes it was. Is out back in front. Douglas Newby trying to reel in Eric Keeter, our race leader. As he was a little bit quicker last time by, about a 10th and a half or so.
Yeah, Keeter's having a good amount of time up front, leading a good amount of laps here tonight. First 5 races of the season, he only led a combined 15 laps. Then last week in North Wilkesboro, led 21 laps, and then had an incident in the little race, unfortunately. Finished 15th, could never recover. Looking to make it right tonight. LaFaro to 6th place over Kunin. Kunin passes him right back.
As they're really battling here for around 6th place, as you mentioned. Dakota Lee gets, what a move for Dakota Lee on the outside. Luke LaFaro off of turn 2. Very aggressive move there for that 3rd machine, but it pays off for him. He moves himself up to 7th. And there goes a lap traffic, I believe, Dakota Hendrickson by, as he just pitted. There's Malachi J coming out pit lane right now as well. Into his stall, so pit stops already happening here. There's some of these drivers that stayed out on those older tires. Here comes Dakota Lee to the inside. As in the meantime, let's go other end, crank it up here. As back live here at Darlington. Doug's moving now on the back bumper of Eric Keeler to his inside lane for the race lead. As lap traffic up ahead has Lucas Scherer coming down pit lane, so pit stops happening for some of these drivers on the older tires. Same with Thomas Kuhn, he's coming in this time by. As they're paying with around 43 laps on their tires here. As with 38 laps to go this time by, here comes Doug zooming into the race lead. They look to the inside of Eric Keeler. Looks like New Biggie might have saved his tires just a little bit better than that 28 machine. As Jordan Kuntz coming down pit lane, Luca Farrell coming down pit lane as well.
You really just got to time this move, right? You already see Heater pull away by a few car lengths because the momentum that New Biggie lost making the move and it failing. So he's going to try to get the run down here on the front straightaway. You just got to put yourself in position to make a pass. You really got to do it down the straightaway, in my opinion. Just get the run and go to the inside of him.
Yeah, it's just so hard to pass on the inside here at Darlington. I've seen a few drivers be able to do it, not so much on the older tires though.
Just try to find a way to the outside.
I mean, that's really all you had to do. I think you just gotta wait for the driver in front of you to make a mistake at this point. Especially after turn 2, that's probably when most of the drivers make the biggest mistake. A good run for New Biggie to the inside, he might go. No, he stays behind for now. As these two drivers have really gapped Jacob Thornton there in that third place spot. Thornton was catching up to him. I think he might have burned up his tires just a little more than our front two drivers so far. You can see on the right side of your screen, pit stops happening for a bunch of drivers here. Cycling through pit lane. Maybe a lap or two down.
There's New Biggie almost in the wall up too.
As our front runners come out pit lane here with about 35 laps to go, and they have about 30 laps on their tires. So this would be about the halfway point in their run.
And they're going to have to deal with lap traffic making their way up. She took the 3 car there.
As the Sakota lead, he's going to stay by for now. Smart decision from him. And so far, everyone outside the top 9 have pitted. As Derek Stanley coming down pit lane.
Lee able to get to the outside of these drivers there.
You just got to shut the nose.
Door.
That's a smart move for Eric here. You don't want a lead to get to the outside because that'll allow New Biggie to get to the outside as well. You would much rather lead past him on his inside than his outside. And there he goes back. High to get his lap back there through turn 2. Ooh, New Biggie hardly on the wall.
Yeah.
It's really hard to follow someone here at Darlington, especially off of turn 2. Just carrying the momentum. You can't really see exactly where the exit is of the corner. There's one car blown up as Jacob McMillan spinning, and he's gonna reset here. No caution though. With 33 to go. Wow, that's definitely not something he probably wants to be on the broadcast there.
Yeah, I know this pit road's hard to enter. He just overcooked it like Larson at Homestead. Unfortunate unfortunate for him.
There's another car blown up in front of him. Evan Drake, and
just try to get around him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he just didn't realize the pit road entry was there, and he blew up his engine. So he's gonna be out here tonight.
This Heater to second place.
As we were looking at the replay there, Douglas assuming get by Heater with the crossover move through 1 and 2. Oh, his contact made. He's spinning. He saves it. Not quite. Yes, he does. But Eric Heater sneaks his way by after some contact. There's Heater coming out pit lane, and he gets into, I believe, Lucas Scherer on the pit road entry. As a lot just happened there, as Douglas Humility stays out as well, same with Jacob Thornton. So, major contact for race leaders. Now Eric here down pit lane with 30 laps to go.
Yeah, just got past and figured just might as well pit now, especially with almost wrecking there.
Yeah, you're losing just a lot of time as well. But most of the drivers have come down pit lane. As Doug assuming come down pit lane, make sure your pit entry is good. Yes, it is. As Jacob Thornton gonna stay out once more. He's gonna go as long as he can on this tank of fuel. As there he goes on pit lane, blocks up the entry there, slows it down in time. As everyone cycle out, as Jordan Kuntz actually our race leader right now, once everything cycles out.
They're currently trapped a lap down. Is everybody in the lead lap down pit road? Only 2 drivers, Thornton and New Bigging.
Yeah, they're in the pit lane right now.
Kuntz unlaps himself.
As the car stopped, and that's going to be a caution there. Wow.
Depot car.
And I don't know, I believe that was Chris Sawyer right there blowing up there as well with 28 laps to go. And that puts Jacob Thornton out into the race lead. If he can get out of his pit stall, he won't be able to, as Jordan Kuntz will be in the race lead now. And terrible, terrible timing for Eric Heater and Douglas Newbigging as they just came down pit lane. But we'll see what happened there. As a whole pit stop cycle happens, so that's coming off of pit lane cold tires, I believe. And yeah, just cold tires there for that 43 machine.
Similar to what we saw at Olmsted.
Yep, as some drivers coming out pit lane as well. Thomas Coonan, Luke Lafaro, Malachi Drake, Aaron Brown. As about 6 drivers staying out here. As tires going on to these drivers' cars. As first one off pit lane, Thomas Coonan. 4 tires and full tank of fuel there. This Coonan might have had a penalty actually. Didn't say he does, but look for passed him there. Not sure if Coonan has an EOL for speeding on the pit lane possibly or whatnot. But not a lot of drivers pitting there as Jacob Thornton in a great spot here. Just came off pit lane second. He has 1 lap old tires compared to Jordan Kuntz, who has 11 lap old tires. So right now, Jacob Thornton looking really good here late in this one with around 26 laps to go.
Just had our longest run of the night, about 35 laps or so. Chris Sawyer will get an EOL from race control this restart.
Yeah, I think I won't really do much with him being in pit lane, but yeah, anyways, but
I'm just relaying what race control says.
Yeah. But as low engine for him, but with 26 laps to go, coming to 25, it's really just gonna be about tire management. We stay good in the whole 25 laps. Tire wear will play a factor in these last 10 laps or so. But Jordan Kuntz, Jacob Thornton on the front row. Green flag is out. Kuntz with a good restart there. Thornton a little slow through the gears, I believe. But Kuntz clears in turn 1. Here comes Douglas Soonbig into the inside. Not quite clear yet of Jacob Thornton. Thornton goes fight hard on the outside lane, but Newbegin clear first, second.
Heater able to get the inside here for third. Near contact off of 4. Jacob able to hold on. Peter's trying to side draft into 1. Close quarters racing. Peter's going to give up the spot.
They've caught up to our race leader who has way older tires. We'll see how quickly they can go by him quickly. As Newbie sitting inside off of turn 2. We'll go clear into 3 and 4 on those fresher tires. Jacob Thornton right behind the Pounce as well. Not quite clear yet off of turn 4 there. Kuntz doing a good job for now. May have tied the outside wall off of turn 4. Still side by side for the race to lead. Newbie can get clear into turn 1. Kuntz has to settle down in second. But here comes Jacob Thornton with the aggressive move to the inside off of turn 2. Has almost some contact there off of turn 2 as you're side by side for second behind. Newbie can go try to pull away from these guys behind.
I think Clemens and LaFaro is in the picture now. The top 6 cars there under a blanket. It's Dakota Lee. I want to give him a shout out in 7th place. A good recovery for him after the accident early in the race. Side by side heater trying to clear to get some contact from Kuntz. Top 2 going to pull away for that. Heater still battling a loose race car. Far the inside of Clemens now.
As we contact. Clemens sideways. Kuntz sideways. Kuntz overcorrects into the outside, and caution flag flies, but no one gets into him. And oh, there. As Derek Stanley, I believe, got into him there right at the end.
Double announcer change right there. He was going to save it, then overcorrected it. No one's going to hit him, and then he got hit. It's unfortunate, man. Kuntz.
Yeah.
A lot of laps led here tonight. It's going to end in a wrecked race car.
I believe his night's probably going to be over. You can continue, but it's going to be really damaged there, so you can maybe pick up a few more spots. But let's see exactly what all went on there. I think him and Clemens was sideways for a second. They were both sideways, I believe. No, actually, it was just Kuntz. Clemens got to the back of him. And he tried to save up his overcorrected, and Clemens was right there as well. Not really help him out.
Clemens is trying to defend against LaFaro on the inside there. He's gassed up into the corner, looks like.
And Kuntz right here is okay, and then bang right there. And his car looks still okay. Just some right rear damage, possibly. Oh, obviously, right rear damage, but everything else looks okay. So you can maybe get out there and maybe get a top 10 finish and recover some sort of points today. But in the meantime, we're going to take our first break of the night, first and last break of the night here on Lap 19. We'll be right back here at Darlington. We're back here at Darlington Raceway, about to go green here. 17 laps to go. Few late race cautions here as the pace truck gonna pull off, and Douglas Newbigging gonna lead us to the green here on the outside, and Jacob Thornton on the inside of row number 1. Through the gears they go. Newbigging with a great start there, as here comes Luke Lafaro on the outside as well. Up to third, maybe even up to second here for the 54 machine. Off of turn 2 they go. Burrow has the top side. Not a great run off of turn 2 for him, as Thornton got clear into turn 3 and 4 as Eric Keeter now to the inside of that 54 machine teammates. As a little contact between him and Lafaro.
This driver is not wanting to let Newbigging get too far out ahead. But LaFar gonna do everything he can to stay up here.
He's looking inside. Oh, contact! Jacob throwing hard on the outside wall. Him and LaFaro make contact down the front straightaway, and here comes Thomas Coonan. Up to 5th, maybe up to 4th here on these fresh tires. As Jack Clemens and Lucas Scherer just pitted last time by, last caution, so they're gonna try to make their way up to the field, but Douglas Newbigging liking what he sees in his rearview mirror right now. As LaFaro does clear for second, now he's got to try to chase down our race leader of Douglas Newbigging.
He's gonna throw the block on the 42.
Watch for the send here. Oh no. Thornton hits the outside wall on the entry.
Peter also trying to defend Coonan. Malachi Drake scraped the wall in 3 and 4 as well. Down with Strayer.
As Alfaro has now gapped Jacob Thornton as well. So now Thornton kind of pulling up this mid-pack.
Doing it a bit loose and into Heater there. He was sliding in turn 2. He's going to get passed by the 69, who had an EOL that last caution as well.
Yeah, that's why he also pitted as well, fixing some of his damage. But he's up to 5th, maybe up to 4th here. Oh, contact! Coonan around! Into the inside wall, up the racetrack he goes. And he's going to get hit and slammed right there by Brian Perry and Dakota Henriksen. Wow. As I believe he was turned there by Lucas Strayer, I think, on the entry turn 1. It looks like it was. There's inside. Same thing we saw with Luke Peters and Aaron Brown. Unfortunately for Coonan, he hits the inside wall with his rear end. And nowhere for Brian Perry to go. You see the spinning right there. Caution flag is out. Perry tries to slow down, but I mean,
Car just gets sideways out.
yeah, you're just going so fast. You know, you can't slow down because the car's spinning on the inside, because there might not be a caution for my racing since he's off the racetrack. So you can't really slow down because of that. So you can't really blame him for that.
Throwing down pit road.
Throwing down pit lane. Interesting strategy call. You're 10 to go. I don't know if I would give up that track position just to have a little bit fresher tires. Maybe if you're in the back like Aaron Brown, who's right now in 10th place, looking to maintain the top 10 at least tonight.
You're making the most of his unfortunate day. Got wrecked early on, involving with Luke Peters, top 2 in points. Peters out of the race. Aaron Brown trying to salvage what he can. It looks like he'll have a decent points day too. Because I think we should take this time under caution to interview somebody. I'm thinking either Newbigging or Luke Lafar, or maybe them both.
Yeah, if we can bring in Newbigging right now, currently first on the board.
Newbigging, just a reminder, 3rd in points, looking to have a great points day here, and he's had a great day running up front all race long.
Oh, Douglas, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy. Hello.
Right now, you're sitting first place here. Go green of the round. 9 laps to go. What's your game plan here to hold off these hard charges behind you?
stay top and see what happens. So, gonna get a good restart here. I think I have fresher tires, the same tires as Luke basically. Heater is a lap older than mine. Clements, I have no idea because I don't know freshies, but we'll see. I know I passed Clemens last time for the lead. It took about 7 laps for me to catch back up to him, so we'll see how it works. I think he might have damage too, so that might help me a little. Yeah, but we'll play by ear. Here we got, I think it's gonna be 9 to go at the line, so just gotta hold off. Maybe get a quick yellow. So, see what happens.
Well, good luck in the rest of your race here, and we'll maybe talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, sounds good. Should get a podium at least, I'm hoping so. Definitely a win, but podium for sure.
As I was Douglas going to be hoping for at least a top 3 finish here tonight. But right now he's staying pretty good on the race lead with 9 to go, and not a lot of cars out there on the lap. A lot of junk race cars here tonight. Even though haven't really had that many cautions, just how fast the speeds are here at Darlington, they kind of just cause a lot of chaos sometimes.
Yeah, one thing to keep an eye on this race are just not spinning your tires. I know the tires have just worn out now. Got to be cautious for that later on a run.
As green flag is out, maybe with a good restart there, go to the inside, lock Faro there. And now to the entry of turn 1 is, I think, wrecking in the back. Jordan Kuntz around. No caution out though as we stay green. Doug soon begins. Jack Clemens in the outside wall. They hit the wall once again off of turn 2. And Eric Clear up to 3rd now. Malachi Jake looking the outside for 4th. As he'll stay behind Clemens for now, but Kuntz involved in a wreck, I believe, and I think Kunin was also involved in that wreck on the front straightaway, but like I mentioned, no caution flag for that one. Douglas Zumbigan has a pretty good margin over Luke Lafaro, but Lafaro has about 2 lap pressure tires in that 71 machine.
Yeah, right now you just got to lock in, no mistakes. This heater in the wall.
Hard hit for Eric Heater there. Lose a lot of time, may even lose another spot there to Malachi Jake, and yes he will. He falls down to 5th place. He's back out in front. Luke Lafaro and Douglas Newbegin kind of just keeping pace for now. No one's really too much quicker than each other. Pretty much identical lap times.
Yeah, I think Lafar is slowly closed in over this past lap. Still 7 to go. We saw with Eric Heater, just one mistake can really put you back and take you out of contention unless you get another caution. Just try to run 7 qualifying laps, but Clemens catching Lafaro here. He's staying in this pack, 3 cars under a blanket up front. 6 to go now. In the wall, Newbegin. He does get a good exit too.
Top there really pulled away, but Luke Farrow is going to try to chase down Jack Clemens as well. From the 5 to go, Clemens looking really quick. Will Farrow let him by? And just hope that he can catch up to a race leader, maybe battle a little bit. That could be a strategy for Luke Farrow.
Yeah, I think if you battle, you're pretty much eliminating your chance to win. With only 5 to go. We saw Newbegin capable of making a mistake, but you gotta not make a mistake in response. I know you see the driver in front of you make a mistake, you just get really excited and start to try even harder. Just gotta stay focused. It's Clemens breathing down the neck of Lafaro in 2nd.
Well, Flowers has closed the gap now. It's down to 2/10 here. We're coming to 4 laps to go this time by. And this is going to be a good 3-car battle for the race lead here at Darlington. So Lafaro with another good run off for turn 2. Got a little loose though. Lost a little bit of time as here comes Clemens. Will he make a move down to turn 3 and 4?
Driver's looking for clean air. See the different lanes here, but Clemens with a good run.
Looks inside. I think Lafaro has to let him by here. He knows he can't just, he's just going to let him by. That's a smart decision there from Lafaro. Clemens is way quicker right now. He can maybe catch up the race leader.
You can loosen 1 and 2.
Lost a lot of time. Not big enough to run this in at 2, 3, and 4 yet. But caution flag flies as Eric Keeter destroyed in 1 and 2.
Had a great night going. He's in the top 3 on the restart, but saw him hit the wall early on in this run up after the restart.
There's lap
Oh,
traffic. Just
Wow.
I'm not even sure what was going on there. As just I think the 14 might have a wheel damage. I'm not. I mean, looks like the 14 had wheel damage, and yeah, I mean, that looks like what happened here. Wheel damage and went straight up the racetrack. I don't think Eric here really could have done anything. I mean, you're not really expecting the car to go straight into the corner. That's also
It's just unfortunate.
yeah.
Just want to say, back-to-back races where Heater led double-digit laps, and he's gonna walk away with a finish 15th or outside the top 10. Led 21 laps last week in North Wilkesboro, finished 15th. Right now he's 11th, but still a lot of damage to fix on that car. So Aaron Brown made his way up to 7th now.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, these cars just keep getting wrecked and wrecked so far tonight. I mean, Aaron Brown may be looking for another top 5 finish here tonight. At this rate.
Yeah, he's, like I said earlier, he's got a 3-race streak of 3rd place finishes. I think his worst finish this season is 6th. I will double check that right now. No, his worst finish this season is 4th place, and it came the season opener at Daytona.
4th place. I believe we're going green this time by. Pretty quick cautions here at Darlington. It's going to be a green, white, checkered. And it's just one out.
But on this restart, like I was talking about a few minutes ago, just stay focused, don't make a mistake. Staying cool under pressure, that's the name of the game right now. As Newbegin looking for his 3rd win of the season. Clemens looking for his 2nd. LaFar looking for his 1st. Malachi Drake looking for his 1st as well. Space truck going to pull off here. The hard left turn all the way down the banking.
And you being going to be in a great position here with the green, white, checkered. But can Clemens do anything with those newer tires? It's going to be starting on the inside lane, which is a disadvantage. The green flag is out, and Clemens just clear up top, so he's got a chance for this race win here. As a single file out here through 1 and 2. As off of turn 2 they go. Single file out. Will they make it back to the white flag this time by? Drake is a block straighter down a little bit for that top 5 spot. Back out in front. Clemens is going to be there here at the end. Coming to the white flag.
I'm not sure LaFar will catch these guys. He's dealing with Thornton behind him. Clemens right on the back bumper. See how desperate he'll be. Looking low, but Newbegin shuts the doors. LaFar on the
Far hard on the
wall.
wall there. And a bunch of other drivers hard on the wall as well. But up front for the race lead. Clemens up top. Newbegin defending well. Off of turn 4 he comes. Clemens going to get his right rear to his left rear now. Side by side for the race win. But it's going to be Douglas Newbegin getting the race win here at Darlington. And Jack Clemens comes up short in 2nd as Jay Upthorne will round himself with a great finish in 3rd. And Douglas Newbegin will win the Black Creek Dash 100 here at Darlington. As you burn it down here, make sure he hits those outside walls so he can pass Tech. You being burn it down here on the front straightaway. His second win of the season here, won at Kansas 2 weeks ago.
He's won it every single track type so far except for road course. He's won at a super speedway at Daytona, won at a short track at Iowa, and now he gets to.
That's the pole.
Oh, excuse me.
He's been quick at those tracks as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my bad, but still a good point. He's just been fast at every single different track type here. Only one win this season so far. Before this, it was at Kansas. That is my bad. I'm looking around that, but point is pretty good.
As he burns it down here, we'll take a quick look at our results here for tonight's race. As obviously we just saw Douglas being picking up the win here tonight. Jack Clemens in second, Jacob Thornton third, Lucas Strayer fourth, Thomas Coonan fifth, Aaron Brown sixth place finish for him. Wow, what a ride for him. Comeback from him. Luke Farrell in seventh, Dakota Lee eighth, Malcolm Drake ninth, Eric Keeter in 10th. Ryan Perry 11th. Jordan Kuntz 12th. Jacola Hendrickson in 13th. Derek Stinley 14th. Chris Sawyer in 15th. Jacob Millen 16th. Evan Drake 17th. Brendan Timon 18th. Legos Almons in 19th. Luke Pierce in 20th. Tyler Aspinall 21st. And Zach Dome around out our 22 car field here tonight at Darlington. As we'll bring in our race winner here in a moment. As we'll bring in Doug Suming here. Hello, Douglas, you got a copy?
Hello, I do.
So you pick up the win here tonight over Jack Clemens. Talk us through those last 2 laps there and how you pulled it off.
Yeah, honestly, just got a good restart on the top. I felt like I was the only one really utilizing the top on the restarts as the leader. So just kind of, copying real life there. And it worked every single time, like spectacularly. Got me to a good head of steam going on 1 and 2. But yeah, just kind of kept it nice and smooth. Gave everything I could those last 2 laps and worked out for us there. So yeah, that caution saved me though. I was done. I kept messing up 1 and 2, but this caution really let me reset, gather my stuff back up, and just let me win it from there. So that was fun though. Good racing with Jack.
Anyone like think for tonight's win here tonight at Darlington?
Yeah, Lucky Ducks, Lucky Duck Motorsports. Big shout out to them. Nexus, friggin' Beyond Enterprises, gotta love them. Brett couldn't make it again. He's fighting people. I think he's scuba diving, underwater wrestling. Pretty cool. It's like there's a bunch of big fish he's fighting right now. But yeah, a lot of fun. Good race for everybody here. Thank you for putting on a broadcast. I watched the one back at Kansas, a couple other ones that are really good. So good job on that. And thanks for Brady for putting it on tonight. For like always, and hope him the best of luck going through all the incidents today, because he's gonna need it. So give us some prayers if you're in chat for him, for his headaches that he's about to receive, and probably the yelling he's about to receive after this race. So
Yeah. Well, congrats on your win here tonight at Darlington. We'll see you 2 weeks from now here at Rockingham.
Ooh, I like that track too. So there we go. All right, I'll see you around. Good interview like always.
Yep. And what a win for here for Doug Zimby. We're going to bring our second place driver of Jack Clemens. Almost able to pull off here the win here tonight, but just could not get there in time. Hello, Jack, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
To pull off the second place finish here tonight. Almost got the win. Just a little too short there at the line. Talk us through those last 2 laps and what maybe could you have done differently?
Yeah, I had a slight tire advantage. A few, I think it was a few laps over Doug. I feel like it showed a lot more in 1 and 2. Coming off of turn 2, I was able to get pretty good runs off the corner, but in 3 and 4, I couldn't get the stick when I ran high. I'd wash up and get in the fence. When I ran the bottom, it would kind of just wash up into the middle, and I wasn't really able to make it stick. But I wanted to keep it clean there because Doug's always raced me super clean. But that was a really, really fun battle at the end there. I probably could have tried to ride behind him a little longer in 1 and 2 on the white flag and try to get a better run off the corner and try to enter side by side. But I was trying to see if maybe he'd make a mistake up top and I could be underneath him. But he raced really clean. Good race by him, and it was a lot of fun.
Anyone I think for tonight's second place finish?
It was just fun race. We cleaned it up a lot, and I was glad I was able to be on somewhat the right strategy there at the end.
Well, congrats on your second place here in at Darlington. We'll see you 2 weeks at Rockingham.
Yep, thank you guys.
So Jack Clemens, our second place finisher. We're going to bring in Jacob Thornton, who finished in 3rd. Great run for him. Best race he's had so far this season. Hello, Jacob. You got a copy?
Hello?
As a broadcast, you end up in 3rd here tonight. Talk us through that final restart. You, well, first off, let's go back a little bit. You stayed out as long as you could, got the track position, and you end up in 3rd place on the final restart and stay in 3rd place. Talk us through those strategy call and also the final restart as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was just looking to lead a couple laps there just because everyone was pitting a little bit earlier than I thought I needed to. And then, yeah, the caution just came out at the right time, so I kind of just ended up out front. Yeah, I wish I could say I had something to do with it, but I think it was just luck. As for the final restart, I was just trying to do what I could. Obviously got tangled up with the 54 there at the end, which didn't really want to happen, but kind of how it worked out. So, yeah, I'm happy I was able to get P3. I wish it was a little cleaner than that at the end, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, still a real good finish here for you tonight. Best finish of the season so far. Anyone like thank for tonight's good run?
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone you like to thank?
I'm sorry? Oh, I'll give Lucas Strayer a shout out for the paint. It was supposed to be the throwback, but I felt Darlington was a good place to keep it. So, yeah, shout out to him for the fire paint and for bringing me over here.
Well, congrats on your 3rd place here tonight, and we'll see you at Rockingham.
All right, thank you.
So that was Jacob Thornton there in that 3rd place spot. Overall, pretty fun race here tonight. A lot of strategy calls, pretty much survival. I mean, it's kind of how Darlington is usually, just kind of surviving till the end. I think we finished with 9 cars on the lap there at the end. So it's kind of all about survival at some times there at Darlington, and it's kind of what came down to your two guys well tonight.
There's a decent amount of yellows tonight, separated by long runs by 20 laps or so. Like we said, saw a few more at the end, 3 more yellows at the end, but just like we mentioned before the race, problem spot was off of turn number 2. Cars hitting the wall up there and then spinning. That's where we saw most of the accidents here tonight. But next here on LRN on Wednesday, it's the Superstar ARCA Cup Series at Watkins Glen at 8:15 Eastern. Saturday, it's Bolt Racing League, the Grand National Series finale at Bristol at 8:30. Sunday, it's Stampede Racing League Juicy Spider Premier Series. It's Michigan at 9 p.m. Monday, it's 5 Points Race League. Just remember, it's a bye week next week, but week after at Rockingham on the 28th.
Should be some fun.
As also, I do want to say Stampede Racing League is off as well next week for.
Most likely they will as well.
It's still being decided right now.
Yeah, but I think that's it will be an off week next week as well.
It's pretty likely they will be off. So,
but yeah. Anyways, yeah, tonight's race was pretty fun. Just a typical Darlington race, and Rockingham should be somewhat similar. Maybe a little bit less wrecks, possibly, but it'd still be a fun race there as well. And so we will see you guys Wednesday nights for the Superstar ARCA Cup Series. We will see you then.